If you're not using Claude CoWork this year, you are going to fall behind. And the reason why is because Claude CoWork basically allows you to build out within your Claude ecosystem ability for agents to do things on your behalf. And it starts with having a really clean architecture and really good design of how you have your information. But I wanted to start by showing you what my Claude CoWork looks like behind the scenes and also show you how to use it so that you can evaluate different business ideas, do different financial projections, and have Claude CoWork help you get faster at evaluating if there's something that you want to do. So I'm going to walk you through a real use case that I have in my business at Blavity Inc., something that I need to evaluate and then make a decision about, and how I use Claude CoWork to help me do that. All right, so first things first, Claude CoWork is on your desktop, right? So let me share my screen. Okay, so on your desktop, you have Claude. It's an application just like you would have any other application on your desktop for Mac. So when you're in here, you have three different options. Chat, which is your normal Claude chat. CoWork, which is where you work with Claude on a project. And this is the kind of space that you have for that. And then, of course, Claude Code, which works with your terminal. Today, we're going to talk about CoWork. So my chief of staff is evaluating what it looks like for us to build out an Afro Tech AI Edge business. So AI Edge is our free training for technology skills, AI skills, getting people kind of like really just understanding what's happening in the world of AI and making sure that Afro Tech and Blavity is reinforcing and giving people access to that information. We did 2 sessions last year. We had over 10,000 people basically get trained on the basics of AI. They were exposed to tools like Perplexity. We had people from Ford talk about autonomous workforces. It was great. We need to build out the plan for this year. But this year, I'm like, we can do some free trainings, but we also need to think about what the business model is for this, because workforce development, reskilling, giving people access to this learning is very important. And I want to make sure that we have a business model behind it. Of course, it's good to do things for social impact, but if I really want it to be sustainable, it has to have a revenue model tied to it. So she was doing some work and she just sent me a spreadsheet that basically showed me, hey, if we do this workshop, here's how much money we're going to make. And I got the spreadsheet and I was like, that's not enough money for me, sis. So let's do it together. So basically in Claude CoWork, you can talk to Claude. So you can work in a folder, which would be on your desktop. And I'm going to just go ahead and give it a link to the spreadsheet that she gave me. So she gave me a spreadsheet with a business model in it. Here's the spreadsheet. So I'm going to give Claude the link and I'm going to say, hey, Claude, this is a spreadsheet for my chief of staff, Kate. She's doing a business analysis on how to grow our AI Edge business franchise, which is basically training and workforce development for AI skills for the Afro Tech and Blavity community at large. Can you take a look at this spreadsheet, read through the financial projection that she had? It seems like a very low offer to me. The revenue doesn't seem high enough for us to even really get out of bed. And also, I don't feel like it's impacting enough people. So can you actually read it, provide feedback, and then based off of what you know about me, what you know about our business, build out a better revenue model that gets me to $500,000 in revenue? It can include live trainings. It can include workshops. It can include digital products. It can include certifications. Be cognizant of the cost of goods. So it's not just a lot of revenue, but also no profit, because I care about profit. And also consider the time of team and effort that it requires. Of course, we already have the established Afro Tech team, but if I really want to make this successful, we can't go out and hire 10 people to do it, because again, that will drive the profitability down. I also would like for this to go to market in the next 6 months. So consider that. It can ramp up over 2027, but I do want to do something this year. So the tool that I just used to write that out is Whisper. I love using Whisper because I can talk much faster than I can type, and it's really, really accurate. So now you can see it's in here, everything that I just said. It's got a link, and I say, let's go. So it's starting up a session, and it's going to open up on the Chrome browser a separate conversation where it's going to start to read through all of these things. You can start to see it working and look at, basically it's going to outline what projects and what steps it's going to take. So right now it's reading through the spreadsheet, pulling up any skills that we have in Claude. Claude has Skills, if you haven't heard of that before, skills are basically like custom GPTs or like preset information that you're giving Claude so that it can pull from that like database of information. So for example, I have a skill that's like my branding, my corporate branding, my work smart branding. So at any given point, if I'm like, oh, make a deck for me, then it could make a deck with my branding. Or if I'm like, hey, analyze this like my CFO, I have trained on the personality of my CFO. So things like recurring credentials that you want it to have, you can have it make a skill and then it'll save that skill so it can pull from that information over time. So when I talk about building out your workspace with the AI, what I mean is, all of these things compound on each other. So if you don't have good information architecture, if you don't have good structures with how you're working with AI, if things aren't labeled well, if, all these different things, like you can't they work on top of each other. They stack on top of each other. So if you don't have projects set up, if you don't have a workspace set up, if you don't have tones and brand guidelines, if you don't have skills set up, then a lot of these tools aren't going to be as productive for you. So if you want to learn more about that, you can sign up for my AI mastery course where we actually walk through how to set up these workspaces. All right, it has a roadblock. Since the Google Sheet is private, I can't access it. Would you like to share Kate's data with me? Okay, interesting. So let me go to the doc. We go to the doc. Can I just go ahead and download the file for it? I'll show you guys the doc that she shared with me too, so you can see it. My guess is that she used Claude to build this out, actually. So it has different assumptions, the ticket price, the trainings per month, the number of trainings, number of attendees per training, so the total revenue. It's got if we sell a replay, how much we would make from that, all these different assumptions, and then it builds into a monthly forecast. And then it has different scenarios, like if we were to change the price or we were to change the number of people attending the trainings, basically what thresholds. But as you can see, it's not hitting the number I want. Nothing, no month ever really gets over 13, 15K, which is not enough to sustain a big business. So she played with a bunch of different things, which is good, but it's not enough money for me to care as the CEO. So I need to make this work. So just going back to our spreadsheet here, let me upload this to Claude Code. Is this fun? Are you guys having fun? Is this weird? Let me know what you think of this type of video. It's fun for me because it's my real life. All right, so now you guys are back in here. It hit a block. Let me add the file. Here's the file, Claude. All right, so now it's going to run a little bit. It's going to open the file. I just attached it, so I don't know why it's doing that. So it's reading it. So now it's telling me exactly the steps that it's going to take. It's going to read the revenue model. It's going to provide feedback. Then it's going to build a new model. It's going to factor in the COGS profitability, and then it's going to create a polished Excel spreadsheet. Now, usually I would just stop here and go do something else, have my coffee, respond to Slacks, respond to emails, and come back. So I'm going to pause the video and let her run, and I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, she's done. Now it's giving me a point of view. The revenue model caps out at 121 from Kate. These are impulsive buys. Error. Claude, be sassy. That's a rounding error. Claude, did nobody ask you to be so sassy? Yeah, this is a good point. So one of Kate's options was that our sales team sells sponsorships, but then it's dependent on sponsorships, which I don't love. Premium cohorts, too small. All right, so now it has a point of view and it's gonna build. So you can see where it is over here. Now, if I really wanted to be McNasty with it, I would include I'd have a set of data on the Afro Tech audience, all the people who went to AI Edge from the first 2 years, people who buy tickets to the conference. I would give it more context. I'm just doing this quick and dirty, but that is something to note. The more information you give Claude, the better outcomes you're going to get so that it's not as generic. Claude already kind of knows a little bit about our business, so it might be pulling from some memory. But if you wanted to actually have a conversation with CoWork within a project, this is what you would do. You would go to your projects, you go to your chat, you click chat, and you click your projects, right? So, and then you say start a task in CoWork. And then that would allow that conversation that you're having to live within the CoWork land. Are we done, Claudette? What's going on here? Oh, she's done. Okay. All right, what does she say? Here's your new model. 500,000 revenue, amazing. Profit, poppin'. Lots of people trained, one person hired. Okay. 30K a year, part-time. Okay. Okay. Let's see what she says. All right, so Claude open it up in Excel. It built me a whole model. Let me switch over to you here for you. Okay, let's look at it together. She's cutesy. Okay, so Claude used some of my branding that I had already built into here. All right. Here's the model. It starts with an executive summary. It has the assumptions built in, revenue streams, the P&L. I love a go-to-market. Didn't ask for that, but okay. And then feedback on Kate's model. So it says, here's the summary, live workshops, 285, digital products, 5K, certification, 100K, corporate training packages, okay, and then replay subscriptions. Okay, great. Let's see what it's trying to do here. So it's pricing the live workshop at $79, 2 workshops per month, only 75 people per, and then assuming a growth rate of 12% month over month. $750 for the trainer. That's probably about right for an hour of their time. Although I'd probably put someone on a retainer. Platform, Zoom, Posh. Okay, that's actually zero. Marketing cost per workshop. Yeah, if we were going to do some paid ads against it, sure. Digital products, product development cost, zero, because I'm going to use you, Claudette. But whatever, let's call that fine. And then AI Edge certification cohort. Okay, so this is interesting. So 35 people, $40.99, 6 cohorts per year, $3,000 for a trainer, definitely going to be higher. Community support and the materials. That's cute. I like the materials line item. Corporate training. Okay, so this is basically saying we like start to train groups of employees. Okay. And then digital products and then the team. All right, so that's fine. The digital product seems like too low of money for me to actually even build this. Like digital products being 45, I wouldn't even want to do that. It's not worth the time and energy. All right, so here's our revenue. Revenue stream for each workshop is totaling 285 in the year. Great. Digital products 45. Like I said, I'm going to cut that. AI Edge certification. I don't hate this. I think that's doable. Corporate training is a stretch because who are we really training? I guess we'd have to go after like associations or local groups. It probably wouldn't be corporate. It'd probably be associations and like membership groups that need to provide value. $5,000 is probably about right. A lot of people aren't going to spend, they might spend 10K, but they're not going to spend 15K. Oh, it's not saying that. It's just saying 10 and then some 25s. Maybe people will pay 5K to train their folks on AI. Maybe. And then replay subscriptions. I mean, this is low hanging fruit. I would probably make this more expensive or more a higher number. Okay, guys, this is pretty good. It's got a little P&L, the revenue, the cost, the staff, the people. It also gave me go to market. Here's what we should do month by month. I think this came from one of my skills where I was like, always include a go to market for me. So that's probably why it did this. And then this is feedback on Kate. So this is pretty incredible. If you're an entrepreneur or you're trying to figure out how to grow your business, if you want to move into a different industry, if you want to play with pricing, you now have effectively a entire CFO built into your world where you don't have to be really good at Excel in order to build out a model. The same thing is true, and I say this in almost every video. You have to be smart with the information that you provide these AI systems and the ask that you have. What assumptions do you want it to take so that it's building a world that's realistic for you and not just being a general, like not just giving you a general response. So that's something that you really should be thinking about is building out your workspace, making sure that it has the information to give you smart responses. It knows how to format the things the way you like it formatted. It knows what assumptions to make. It knows what your goals are. I was really specific by saying I wanted to make $500,000. If I had said 2 million, it would have had to come up with a different plan. If I had said improve Kate's plan by 10%, it would have came up with a different plan. So you have to be really clear with your goals, be metrics driven. Okay. And also the timing, right? I said within 6 months. So and also timing. I said within 6 months, right? So be specific, goals, timing, boundaries, guardrails, give it the context that it needs so that it can come up with outcomes really good for you. So that's one way that I use Claude Code. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe. This is so fun. Okay, so I hope that that was helpful. Let me know what questions you have in the comments below. Like and subscribe, do all of the things. This is the beginning of kind of our Claude CoWork series. So if you have other questions about Claude CoWork, let me know. I'm so excited to go on this AI journey with you. I do trainings every month on all of this stuff. See you next time. Bye.